Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, word on the street was that you couldn't hear me last week. So I apologize wholeheartedly for that. We was having malfunctions, technical difficulties, but the good news is we're back with another week. Let's get it popping.
It's a long road I've been facing, running out of patience. I've been calling you on cadence, like somebody who can save me, like I never would have made it.
Let's go!
That's something that you stated, like you ever helped me up when my whole life was down, down until I drown.
Let's go!
Like I was bound. You held me down, 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 you held me down. They like, where was some girls at your lowest right beside me? Right by my side, never treated you like side piece. They helped me light up my dark place like high beams. We was a match made in heaven. You light me on fire with passion and pain. This ain't right to me. I thought to end it all, you gave a green light to me. You held your grudges so tight to me, baby, but I can't hold you now. You held me down, 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 down until I drown. All because I love the way you sound. Tied like I was. You said that you hold me down and you mean it. I gave you keys to the game and you cheated. I tried to give all the space that you needed, and I don't know you now. I could have showed you how, but it's no one to hold me now. You held me down, 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 down until I.
Let's go! We just doing a sound check, baby. I'm just happy to be here. Why is that? I can't hold you now.
You held me down. 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 Down until I drown. You held me down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Till I drown. Until
Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, that's still out. Down Until I Drown by yours truly. Go subscribe to the Undecided Music page, man. Let's go. Clap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up. Clap it up. We are here with another week, ladies and gentlemen. Here with another week of the Undecided live stream, man. I apologize for technical difficulties last week, man. Sometimes this stuff looks like it's working. All the levels are showing where they need to be, and sometimes things just do not go right. But the good news is we are back again. Back like we never left. I'm on my second breath. Shout out to the game. That was his line. Anyway, man, we're here, baby. We're here on the Undecided live stream. We're here an hour early. Why? Good news. I went and I closed on a house today, so I got off work early. I decided I would start early while the daytime is still out, man. Why not? It's my show. Do what I want. Anyway, it's the Undecided live stream, baby. For those of you who haven't been here, this is a stream by independent artists for independent artists, so independent artists can link up and find other independent artists, or even for you as viewers, music listeners, that go and find artists that you may not know about, that you may not find otherwise. I'm here for all of you. You know, and I'm just here to spread the word that there's good music out here. You see the hoodie, Undecided Entertainment, baby. Shameless plug. Will forever be. And we just here and we play the music of independent artists, man. I go and find some artists. I play their music here. Let them know that we're playing it. I make some clips, man. I'm a simple guy. Life is simple. That just is what it is. And that's what we're going to get rolling today, man. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are, in fact, on the road On the road to 400 subscribers. I know we've been on the road to 300 for a while. We're on the road to 4 now, baby. On the road to 4 now. What does that mean? That means if you find value, comfort, and entertainment in anything that we're doing, I don't ask for much. I just ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your auntie, tell your cousin, and most of all, tell your mother that we're out here doing good things, man. The more people that come to this platform, the more people get to hear the music of people who you may not have already heard. That's all it is. It don't cost nothing to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Maybe just a little bit of time, but while you're here, you get to listen to some good music on the way. I would say that is time well spent. But then again, nobody asked me. It is what it is. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it popping, baby. Who we got first? We about to get it going, man. First up, man, we got Mahoganydreamz. We got Mahoganydreamz with Let Go. Let's go.
Back and forth, fighting, screaming, crying. I don't know why I put up with it, but I got my heart entwined and tangled up in this entanglement. I just can't handle it. Gotta find a way out, but I just keep falling and stumbling back to you. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What do I do when my heart is stuck with you? I hate the fact that I don't want no one new. You don't understand, you're forcing my hand. Can't make a decision, cause you really be my man. I guess it's time I let go of you. Run around thinking in my feelings, could this really be L-O-V-E? Fight the feeling, no this can't be. Got me falling, will you catch me? I'm in love. God help me, I'm in love. What do I do when my heart is stuck with you? I hate the fact that I don't want no one new.
Yeah,
You don't
let's go.
understand, you're forcing my hand. Can't make a decision, cause you really be my man. I guess it's time I let go of you.
Yeah.
Straight up, tell me what it is. Cause me no one fit deal with the stress of this. Straight up, tell me what it is. Cause me no one fit deal with the stress of this. What do I do? What do I do when my heart is stuck with you? I hate the fact that I don't want no one new. You don't understand, you're forcing my hand. Make a decision, cause you really be my man. I guess it's time I let go of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up. Clap it up with, that was Mahoganydreamz with Let Go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mahoganydreamz with Let Go. While I'm here, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna subscribe. I can't comment because your comments are off. Turn your comments on, ladies and gentlemen, please. I want to say nice things about your music. She said a few things here, man. She started this off back and forth fighting, screaming and crying. Don't know why I put up with this. If I had $1, obviously back and forth crying and back and forth fighting and screaming and crying is no way to spend a relationship. Obviously once you get to a certain age, we know that. But at a certain point in your life, it may have been what you had deemed as your version of love. I'm not here to judge you because I was there with you, So we learn and we grow and we understand that just because you feel those things and, just because you're going through those things and you're willing to go through those things does not mean that you're in a love that is worth having. She don't know why she put up with it. I get it. Every now and then we do a lot of things that we can't explain. I wrote in a song, decisions I made I can't explain now. I get it. I understand where you're at. She said, I gotta find a way out. Excuse me. She said, I gotta find a way out, but I keep on stumbling back to you. It's kind of like, it's kind of like what Drake said in that one song. He said, how you so lost in life, but you somehow find you always end up at my place, or something along those lines. She said she's got to find a way out, but I keep stumbling back to you. I find that we as people like to stumble back to what's familiar to us, even if we know that that's not a place that we should be in. It seems more comfortable than to move out to things that are unknown to us than to go, So I understand. I think we've all went back once, twice, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 times to maybe somebody or something that we shouldn't have. It just is what it is. And then she asked a question, what do I do when my heart is stuck with you? I hate the fact that I don't want no one new. It's like when you get so deep into certain things, they're the only person that you can see yourself being with, although that is the last person that you need to be with. It's like a reverse psychology. I can't really understand. It's like your brain is almost gaslighting you in a way. I just don't understand how that works, but I understand what she's saying. I hate the fact I don't want anybody. I don't want nobody but you, but you're clearly bad for me. How does that work? Get therapy. She said, make a decision. Could you really be my man? Seems like he's got her stuck in the limbo phase, and has had her there for quite some times. They're in that, I think, what they call a situationship. You know situationships, right? That thing where we meet each other, we sleep together, and then we are in this place now where we're deciding if we want to go do daytime activities together. It seems like that's the place that they're in, and she's trying to figure out if this is something that's going to be moving to the next level or not. From what I hear is that usually if you have to guess, then maybe not, but also maybe sometimes he just needs a little push. Maybe he's scared of commitment. I'm just a guy. I'm speaking from a guy's perspective. I'm just throwing it out there. Anyway, she said, it's time I let you go, and you are probably right. You're probably right. Because when you're going through this with somebody, when you don't know where you stand with somebody, when you're back and forth screaming and crying because of somebody, you can't explain why you put up with somebody. At that point, it might just be time to let go. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up again. Clap it up again for Mahoganydreamz with Let Go, baby. Who we got next, man? Next up, we have Saine, Saine, S-A-I-N-E, I believe. I believe that's Saine, with the song called Stay Still. This is Saine with Stay Still. Let's go.
You said don't get attached. but you stayed every night. You say this don't mean much, but you hold me too tight. Your hands memorize every place that I've been. You move like it's casual, but you linger again. You don't wanna name it, but you don't wanna leave. You say it's just timing, but you're tangled in me. So stay still, don't move too fast. If you're leaning, you won't lean back. Stay still, right where you are. If this ain't love, it's damn close enough. You watch me different, like you're measuring risk, like you're scared to admit how deep this could get. You breathe heavier when I say your name, but you steady pretending you're not feeling the same. You don't wanna promise, but you don't pull away. If it's nothing, why you still here this way? So stay still, don't move too fast.
Come on.
If you're leaning, you won't lean back. Stay still, right where you are. If this ain't love, it's getting close enough. Maybe we don't say it, maybe we don't rush it, maybe we just hold it and don't touch it. If it breaks, let it break so. Right now, don't let go. So stay still, don't move too fast. You won't lean back. Stay still, right where you are. If this ain't love, stay still.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, clap it up. That was Saine. I think I'm saying that right. Saine with Stay Still. While I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do what I do, man. I'm going to like, I'm going to subscribe. You got to turn your comments on. You got to turn your comments on. I want to say nice things about your music. I can't say nice things about your music if your comments are not on. Got to turn your comments on. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, she said a few things. She talks about how it seems like he doesn't want to get her attached, but also they stayed every night. You know, as someone who has had a lot of friends of the opposite sex over the years, you know, I will have women tell me he says he doesn't want X, Y, and Z, but he's sleeping over all the time. He's asking to see me, and things of that nature. And I can understand why that may be confusing. Now, from my perspective as a man, I'm not going to say I've been guilty of this. I'm going to plead the fifth on that. This isn't about me. It's about you. You know, I think, but a lot of times with a lot of gentlemen who I have conversations with, sometimes they're just not thinking that far ahead. But obviously that leaves her in a state of confusion, because what do you mean don't get attached when you're sleeping next to me every night? That's an intimate thing. So I understand where she's coming from. She said that, let me see here. So she said, you said that this doesn't mean too much, but you hold me so tight. But you hold me too tight. Imagine that. Imagine that you hold somebody like they mean something to you, only to tell them that it's just that they don't mean too much. once again, these sound like this is a situation of a lot of mixed signals. That's what this seems like, and I think that's something a lot of us can relate to. Because, you know, when we get close and we get intimate with someone, this is what we talk about actually a lot on the Real Deal podcast. Actually, a lot, shameless plug, about dating with intention, about dating someone who's dating with intention, and that unfortunately it's typically us talking to the ladies of finding someone who's dating with intention, and obviously telling men that they should date with intention, because that's how you avoid situations like this. Because when everybody knows what everybody wants from the jump, we don't have to deal with things like this. But in the kind of the current culture, when we meet each other and then we get close and we get intimate and then we try to decide on where this thing is going, it becomes a little bit of a headwind, a little bit confusing. She said, you move like it's casual. You don't want to name it. This is that situationship thing that actually we was just talking about. Now, this is something that I will say I have been guilty of. Guilty, right? You know, part of this is like my therapy, so I get to say out loud all the things that I have done that may or may not have been okay in the past. I've never, unfortunately, have ever really been big on, I think what they call it is defining the relationship. And that, I think the reason being maybe for me, is because there's now expectations, right? You know, when you name something, let's say a book, you're expecting a story to be in it. If you don't call it a book, now it's just a thing with a cover and pages in the middle. I don't know. It could be a journal, right? It could be a notebook. It could be anything else, but we've decided that it was a book. So in that book, we're expecting to be a story, right? So if I call it a relationship, I'm expecting relationship things to be there. So now when I call that and define that as a relationship, I now have to move like I'm in a relationship. And that's where the trouble comes in, because not everybody who gets to that point is ready to move like they're in a relationship. And then obviously, once again, that's where the confusion comes in. But then she says, stay still. Stay there. Stay right where you are. She said, if this isn't love, it's close enough. Stay still. This to me, and obviously this is just my interpretation, she's saying this basically. Oh, perfect. I'm glad I'm saying the name right. She's saying this basically as if I'm okay with where we're at. I understand that you're having trouble defining. I understand that you're having trouble moving in the direction that maybe I'd like to be in, but let's enjoy this. She said, if it's not love, it's close enough. Okay, I'm willing to accept where we're at. I'm willing to be patient and wait for you to get to that place that I'd like you to get to, even though that you're not there yet. That's very, very interesting. She said, it's like you're measuring the risk, like you're too scared to see how deep it can get. You don't want to make a promise to me on anything. And now, so this is her accepting and understanding that maybe he is, maybe he does have an issue or two with commitment. Maybe he has been through some things. Maybe he's scared to get too deep into it with somebody because he doesn't know how to carry himself in a situation like that. And I can appreciate her understanding of that. Because that's a tough thing to explain as us. Coming from us. That's a tough thing for us to explain, because how do I explain to you that I like you and I'm very, very into you and I do want to spend every day with you and I do want to call you on the phone and I do want to know about your day, but at the same time, I don't want to promise you my commitment. It sounds crazy even now when I say it out loud, but then she says, stay still. Maybe we don't rush it. Maybe we hold it and maybe we don't touch it. If it breaks, let it break. But right now, just stay still. Clap it up again for Saine. With Stay Still, ladies and gentlemen. I really did enjoy that. I think for what that was actually was a little bit personal for me. She kind of hit me in places where I was. Sorry, I did a little bit too much talking on that one. But that very, very much enjoyed that. Shout out to you and shout out to what you're doing. And I appreciate you actually joining and watching here. Who we got next, man? Ladies and gentlemen, actually, just in case you did forget, we are still on the road to 400 subscribers. What that means is that if you find value, comfort, and entertainment, anything that we're doing, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please make sure to go tell somebody. Go recruit some other independent artists. I want more artists to be here. You can reach out to me. Let me know that you want your music played on here. We'll figure out where it goes from there, man. My job is just to get as many people's music out as possible. So the more people that come to this page and subscribe to this page, obviously the more the algorithm pushes it. And if you're an artist and your music gets played here, the videos stay up, man. I'm not taking the videos down for nothing. So people get to come here. They get to come here either today and see it. They can come here next week and see it. They can come here in 5 years and see it. That you've been doing this thing, that you've been at it. That's what I'm here for. I'm a liaison of tunes, man. That's what I'm here to do. So please just make sure you tell somebody what we're doing here, and we can get as many artists on this as possible. And we can make this and build this together. With that being said, who we got next, baby? We got Jade Jordan. We got Jade Jordan with the song called In the Velvet. Jade Jordan in the Velvet. Let's go.
Circle of salt, the spin of the world is coming to a halt. Deep breath, deep blue, nothing is old, nothing is new. I'm losing the gravity, gravity, I'm losing the memory, memory. Static is sweet, yeah, static is sweet. Vibration I ever felt. One step, two step, off of the ledge into the velvet, over the edge.
Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up, clap it up. That was Jade Jordan with In the Velvet. While I'm here, I'm going to like, I'm going to subscribe. We're 3 for 3 with no comments on. I need help. Someone needs to get the word out to have your comments on your video. I said I wasn't yelling. I went to therapy. I didn't go to therapy. But I did say I was going to stop yelling. But turn your comments on, man. I want to say things about your music. I want to let you know that we got this on the live bumping as promised, as I let you know that we absolutely would be doing. I'm a man of my word. And I need you to know that. Anyway, the song was called In the Velvet, ladies and gentlemen, by Jade Jordan. This song feels like a time lapse, but like outside of time. I don't even know if that makes sense. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. She said, she talks about how, she said, a slow turn, a slow burn, no floor in, no door. The clock on the wall is curling and the spin of the world is coming to a halt. I don't know if it's drugs or not. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, but I understand kind of where we're going. She's talking about basically just how she's in this abyss. She's in this state of limbo in the world. She's losing gravity, losing the memory, and she's drifting as light of the air. Yeah, I think she's high. But the spin of the world, like she said, is coming to a halt. Everything around her is starting to slow down. And I find that very, very interesting as she's drifting. Now, the question for me is, what is she drifting into? You know, I think that as we go through life, you know, on our day-to-day basis, every now and then we start to kind of lose a little bit of a grip of where the reality is. I think every now and then we do, in fact, start to drift. And I think the important thing is understanding what you're drifting to. She talks about soul ties and basically she's 2 steps off of a ledge about to jump into the velvet. It seems like she's in her best attempt at an escape from what the world is around her. Because she's losing control, higher than the ceiling, but that feeling is better than feeling. So it seems like whatever this is, she's made her way into the velvet to get away from the pressures of what this life is. And, you know, we all need an escape. You know, and it's important to understand what yours is. You know, I ain't here to judge. You know, you do what you do to make sure that you feel better. But just understand exactly what that is. She's in a place where she feels comfortable, a place where she feels safe, a place that she doesn't mind jumping into just to get away just for a little bit. And I can appreciate that, even if that place is, in fact, in the velvet. Clap it up again, ladies and gentlemen, for Jade Jordan. We got one more artist left tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Where's my thing at? We got one more artist tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have Miini. We got some pop for y'all today, man. I had to go all the way to Apple Music and get this one. This actually just came out today. So she doesn't have there's no video on YouTube quite yet. What's happening right now? Of course, now this thing wants to act as if it's not. Cool, that's fine. I won't expand the page then. I'm just trying to be a professional here. This song is called Love Bomb by Miini. Let's go. Are you dead serious? Okay.
What a rush, just like that, who could play me? He started gifting me up and got me acting crazy. You should've seen it, where is a subpoena? Got a set of dip disguised as his touch that got me feeling racy. I would not make you mine, sit back, enjoy the show. We will watch the flow, but I could spend some time. Hold tight, the time is low, losing all control. Give me all or nothing, get me high and toxic. Give me, show me what you're poison. Lock me up and throw the key. I'm living on sweet nothing. Potential causes, seen the highs and lows of looking. I call it a love bombing. 5, 4, 3, 2, locking me up. He got me acting crazy. You should have seen it. Where is the subpoena? Got a sedative disguised as his touch that got me feeling racy. What if I made you mine? Sit back, enjoy the show. We will watch the blow. Why don't we spend some time? Hold tight, the time is low, losing all control. Give me all or nothing, get me high and toss it. Give me, show me what you're poison. Lock me up and throw a key. I'm living on sweet nothing. Ten potential cause I've seen the highs and lows of looking. I caught it a lot for him. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love bomb. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love bomb. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love bomb. Highs and lows of looking. I caught it a love bomb. When did I start? Oh, I pick up the pieces now scattered on the ground. When did we go to? Fucking run, it's too late now. Time is running out. Give me all or nothing, get me high and toxic. Give me, show me what you're poison. Lock me up and throw the key. I'm living on sweet nothing. Ten potential cause I've seen the highs and lows of looking. I call it a lot for him. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love bomb. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love bomb. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love bomb. Highs and lows of looking. I call it a love bomb. Got a love bomb.
Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up. That was Miini with Love Bomb. You know, maybe I'm too far removed from the genre, but I don't hear a lot of pop that's like that no more, man. That to me gives me like that early 2000s pop feel, and I can appreciate that, man. This song is called Love Bomb. She said, you came in hot with a rush, started gifting me up, got me acting crazy. Let's just stop. Let's just pause right here. Now, for those of you who don't know, love bombing has become quite popular in today's culture, right? So the definition, right? I'm going to give y'all a textbook definition on what this is, right? The definition of love bombing is the act or practice of lavishing someone with attention or affection, especially in order to influence or manipulate them. Just so you understand the concept and the context of what she's saying here. She's talking about how this person is coming to her, excuse me, and showering her with all this love and gifts and affection. And, this is something that we talk about again, on the Real Deal Podcast. Shameless plug, baby. Any man, this is coming from a man. Any man who's coming and doing that off the rip is a red flag, ladies. The reddest of flags. They don't get any redder than a love bomber. He's crazy. All right. I'm giving you, he's crazy. All right, because what we have to understand is that's there to blind you, right? Put a little mask over your eyes, so that way is when he does bad things later, you can say, "Oh, but he did." It's to get you feeling like I've got you so high on this pedestal, so that way when I do awful things, you remember all the good things that I did, and you cling on to that thing, and say, "Well, but he was this person. And I know he can still be this person." And so it keeps you hanging on maybe a little bit longer than you probably should be. But he's crazy, ladies. Any man who comes up and is willing and ready to buy you anything that you want, especially at the start before he barely even knows your last name, he's crazy. All right, I don't make the rules. I'm just hoping that you abide by it. I'm trying to keep you safe. A lot of times what happens is that those men do end up dangerous. They end up very emotionally unstable. right? They end up that word obsessed, that women are saying that they want men to be with them. But when they say that, they only mean the good versions of obsessed, not the bad version, right? Because this is all good when he's all calling you and wants to know how you are and how your day was and telling you how strongly he feels about you and buying you everything and kissing you. It's all fine and dandy when it's good. But when things start to go bad, now he's hiding in your trunk when you're going to work because he thought you was cheating. Same guy. Love bomb, ladies and gentlemen. She also said here, she said, give me all or nothing. Give me all or nothing, which I can appreciate. I think a lot of times, I think one of the harder things for people to understand when they are being love bombed is because they're like, I deserve this. You should be giving me everything that you've got. You should be willing to give me your all. You shouldn't be holding back anything because I deserve this. I've earned this. And I get it, right? Because that's our vanity talking, right? That's our ego talking. But I promise you, it's a run away. It's okay to check somebody. Hey, you doing a little bit too much too early, and I don't like that. What are you trying to hide from me? Ask the question just like that. See what kind of response you get. They start shaking in their boots. You got them. You got them after that. Ask them how many people they stalked before. Ladies, ask him how many women he stalked. Ask him after that. I'm telling you right now. This is coming from me. Tell him I told him to ask you. Don't give him my address or nothing, though. Anyway, and then she said, just like that, he switched up. Boom. There it goes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens. After the love bomb comes the switch up. They love bomb you at the beginning, then all of a sudden the switch flips. They suddenly start getting insecure, feeling like it's not enough, feeling like they're not enough. Maybe you're no longer giving them the reactions that they want from said love bombing. And now they've switched up. They stopped doing those things. Now they're angry. Now they're yelling. Now they're raising their voice at you. Maybe they're not putting their hands on you, but they're grabbing you a little bit too stern for your liking. Their tone and their voice is a little bit more menacing than you'd like to hear. Get out of there. I didn't mean for this to become a seminar on women's safety, but that's what this has become. Get out of there. The second he show you he's even almost crazy, get out of there. That's what I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. So no matter what, it's never a good place. And once again, it also takes you to understand and realize what's happening. When you're in the middle of being love bombed, it's hard to understand that you're being love bombed. But once you get out of that, you look back on it, you understand you were in fact getting love bombed. And that's why it was so hard to see the signs of this crazy person. But nonetheless, when it's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, run from the love bomb. Clap it up again. Clap it up for Miini. Clap it up for all of our artists. Clap it up for Mahoganydreamz with Let Go. Saine with Stay Still. Jade Jordan with In the Velvet. And Miini with Love Bomb, ladies and gentlemen. That's all our artists for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, man, I appreciate y'all for joining us. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn us up. I got some music too. Don't go nowhere. Hold up. I got something that what do I want to do? We have a song out. We got some, bro, if y'all don't go somewhere with that. How about that? We'll do some unreleased, man. We'll do some unreleased. Why not? Which one do I want to do? Which one did I want to do? Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, man, tell somebody. We on the road to 400 subscribers, man. I can't do this without y'all, and I'm so happy that we got past 300. I'm so happy that we were able to get there. I'm so happy that y'all were able to help me get there. But obviously the job's not done. Job's not finished. It's Kobe in the finals, man. Job's not done. So we're going to keep running. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep doing what it is that we got to do here. Why are you doing this? Here we go. Can we get home? There we go. Let's do this one. Piece by piece, baby. This one's not the next release, but it's the release after the next release. And we got a tape coming, ladies and gentlemen. If somebody trying to be on the tape, let me know. If somebody trying to be on the tape, let me know, baby. I'm doing features. I'm doing features this year. We're going to get it popping, baby. We're going to run this. We gonna get out of here.
Me down. Picking up pieces of all the spilled secrets. I won't be the same. 50 to pick up. I showed all my cards. Is this just a game to you, baby? Don't you know that you broke me down piece by piece. You got the best pieces of me. I hope that puts your mind at ease. That now you know every piece that I gave to you is a piece that I save for you. I don't have much left to give, much left to give. Every piece that I gave to you is a piece that I save for you. I don't regret what I did. I do it all. Picking up pieces, you know all my secrets. Now it's not the same. I showed all my cards, but you chose my heart. For you to play games with it, babe. Oh, now you know that you broke me down piece by piece. You got the best pieces of me. I hope that puts your mind at ease. That now you know every piece that I gave to you is a piece that I save for you. I don't have much left to give, much left to give. Every piece that I gave to you is a piece that I save for you. I don't regret what I did. I do it over again, over again and again. You broke me down piece by piece, brought me down to my knees. Every piece that I gave to you, oh, I ain't got much left. I ain't got it, no, no. Every piece that I gave to you is a piece that I say I don't regret it. Oh, I don't. Oh, you. I do it again and again. I do it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up. Thank you for joining me tonight. Make sure to tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your auntie, tell your cousin what we're here doing here on the Undecided live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, go hug an independent artist today. Tell them you love them because we need it, man. We've been fighting for a while. And most of all, go to bed.